dried like a dog. Anyways, so... What's he doing with all the water?
He's probably just standing there like this, just splashing it everywhere. He had...
Just air dried like a dog. Anyways, so... What's he doing with all the water?
He's probably just standing there like this, just splashing it everywhere. He had...
Just air dried like a dog. Anyways, so...
Let's go. Wait, where's Cleese gone? Oh, there.
I don't know.
There she is. No, wait. Cleese, where are you going?
Oh, hello?
Hello? You were there before. Hello? Fix it. We're good.
Oh, I'm back. I'm here.
Surprise! It's our
Hi.
podcast.
Ta-da!
Ta-da! Like, to be fair, if something doesn't go wrong, is it truly a podcast? Like, let's be real.
I mean, truly. Yeah.
Like, is
it our podcast?
Like, is it like a stream or is it a podcast? Because something always goes wrong in
It's
like
live.
like both of our streams almost every time we try to go live.
Yeah, it's live. So, like, you got to expect there to be lots of, like, hiccups with it. Because otherwise, we'd be editing it, right?
Yeah.
Full through, which there wouldn't be all the blah shenanigans. And then we have a blooper reel. Right?
One of the best times that we had like technical problems was that one time that you kept on getting laggy and you just kept like pausing in random
I was like,
poses like the entire podcast. I love that one. And then also like I think it was like the third one, and Zoom has like a max time to actually use it, so we had to turn you off like every 30 minutes or so.
Can you believe that? Where we started
That was
and
so
where
funny.
we are now. We started with Zoom, and when at first it worked out for like the first
like the first two,
however
it was
minutes
golden.
or whatever it let us do it, where it was like smooth. And then they're like, no, you have to pay for it. And then it kept like cutting me out. It was just like, we were like, we felt defeated for a second. Then we got Discord to work, which was awesome. So, thank you, Discord.
Thank you, Discord, for sponsoring
free
us.
Zoom.
Just kidding.
Oof.
Oof, the free Zoom.
I don't use Zoom at all to justify paying for that. So
we used to use it at work at our other building, but we never paid for it. It was just we used the free one because we didn't use it that often. But here we can't because our phones don't work like in the hallways at all. So we can't Zoom because we have no service, which is a good thing.
yeah, I'd
But
say
like
so.
the Zooms weren't bad. Like I did most of them and they weren't bad. I just walk them around, show them stuff, and they're like, "Oh, could you go back to blah blah blah?" I'm like, "Yeah."
Yeah. Hold on one sec. Uh, yeah, sometimes there's like FaceTime with some of my clients once in a while or whatever, and you're just like, this is so weird. I don't know. It's a trip. It's
It is.
cool
It's some
because you have that ability,
like the
but
first
it's
time
weird.
I had to do it, it was so weird. It was so strange, and then
Yeah.
after like a couple times I got like used to it, you know?
Yeah.
And then I
Yeah,
had like
sure.
a rhythm of how to show people where to start, this and that.
Let's do this so it's not awkward. I've got this down now. My
Yeah,
my wheels are oiled, my gears are oiled. I figured this out and what my algorithm of doing this whole freaking video is now. I feel
exactly.
that. Yeah.
Oh,
Company
jeez.
account. Lucky you, goof.
Look at
Okay,
you
so
guys.
I don't really have anything juicy, but I have like some fun update on why I technically had to skip out on movie night last
Yes.
night, and then Chelly has some nice juicy work
Oh,
gossip. It sounds like so. We're pretty much what we're gonna do tonight is maybe just do our updates and then whatever random topics we have to talk about for an hour or so, and then we're going to dive into the next paranormal activity in Chelly's Discord. I believe it's Paranormal Activity 5 that we're doing. So just a heads up
bye.
for anyone that's here, it's not going to be a long podcast like it has been in the past. Last week and this week are going to be a little shorter because we're kind of splitting them in half
Yeah.
with movie watching
And then
and all that jazz.
hopefully next week we'll get back to the regular schedule. It just
Yeah,
last week was a totally unplanned thing. And then
yeah,
this week was a semi-planned thing. Weren't quite sure. We were on the fence, and then I'm just like, you know what? Like, let's not stress ourselves out. Like,
yeah.
let's just postpone it, and I played some Final Fantasy 15.
Which I'm glad we did because I ended up not getting home till like just about 7, and then
Ooh.
we hadn't even had dinner yet. Which it
Oh.
was like kids didn't go to bed till past like 8:30 or so. So it was just kind of one of those days. It worked out better that we canceled.
Yeah,
So,
because then like you're not thinking about
anyways,
it, you're not rushing, like, nah, let's not do
yeah, I
that.
was like, yeah, it's not. And
Yeah,
it wasn't my night
stress-free
anyways, and
zone.
Kona was getting bailed out, or like he got screwed on his night anyways because the whole like
Yeah.
parent teacher orientation for John's school, and it
Oh, how
was I don't
exciting.
know, it was crazy. So yeah. Anyways, that's a little bit of a heads up of what we're doing tonight. So
Yeah.
who wants to lead the way?
I'll let you go first.
Okay, good. Let's do the juicy stuff last. I like that. Okay, so basically it snowed yesterday, like
Ugh,
a good 5 or 6 inches, but
gross.
it's the last storm in the forecast as of now, and it looks like next week we're supposed to get up in the 60s Fahrenheit here, which is awesome, but it's going to cause a lot of flooding, so that's kind of intense. But so basically Coden couldn't drive his like normal car to work, so I took him to work and then did my thing. I went and did my work and blah blah blah. And John's at school. No, John didn't go to school. Excuse me, it was Tuesday. Anyway, so I'm doing my thing and so I went and pick up Kona and after work, and we all go to the school together. And the school we went to, Kona and I both when we were kids. And my dad went when it was just like the original
Aw.
schoolhouse. And it's called the little auditorium that you go into, which is the original schoolhouse. And we sat there and had like to sit in these seats, and the teachers and the principal all like had a presentation for us, and it was like really cute. And we saw quite a few, like, well, not quite a few. I'd say 3 parents with kids that actually go to school with John that are going to go into kindergarten or TK as well, which is pretty cool. And we made new friends with new parents that like apparently their kid talks about John all the time at home.
Aw,
So thought that
that's
was really fucking
so
cute.
cute.
Yeah.
That's adorable.
Yeah. And of course, because it's a small town, he actually went to school up here too. Conan and I are both looking at each other like, wow, we didn't know him. Like, huh. He ends up being a little older. He just looks
Oh.
really good for his age. Not too much older, but in Kona's cousin's class, which is probably like 6 or 7 years older than us.
Oh
So it's,
wow. I
a
thought
little bit.
like 2 or 3, but
No, yeah, he's got like an older cousin. Kind of like, so like my brother and I are 8 years apart. So kind of similar in that
mm.
age range, I guess, or whatever. But anyways, him and my Kona's cousin went to school together, like know each other. So
Mm-hmm.
of course, small world factor of like we've never met you in our entire life, and of course you went to school with his cousin. It's just like, and we all went to school up here. We just never crossed paths before until we have
Mm.
children. Fucking so weird how that, I don't know. Small towns are just trippy in
They
that
are
way. It's
trippy.
weird. It's really weird. But there was this one mom that goes to school, not goes to school, but takes her kid to the school John goes into currently. And they were like gone for a while. And she's got
Okay.
this like kind of attitude. She's got like this, I don't know, this presence of her, which if you know, you know, okay? But it's very Bay Area, which is like San Francisco, San
Mm-hmm.
Jose, just, and that doesn't mean anything specific. It's just you can tell where people are from, right? It's just,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I kind of just feel like that's a natural thing that
Yeah.
happens when you're from somewhere specific, right?
Yes,
So
very
I just
much.
overheard her one day at John's school, like talking about, oh yeah, sorry, we haven't been here. Like we were in Hawaii for a couple months and blah, blah, blah. And like going on. And I'm just like kind of like eavesdropping, like, damn, like, and then she's like kind of always had this like, what is my kid learning kind of like intent as a parent, like what's happening, like very like, what's the word? Insistent on knowing how her child's gonna learn, what everyone's doing, blah blah blah. But then she's never like there,
Mm-hmm.
right? So she's
Yeah.
at this meeting last night, and I was like, oh, and I had like kind of mentioned this story to Kona because we like kind of can't help ourselves but snub parents like that because it's like you put your kid in school, you pay for it first of all in the school John's in, like it's not a free one, whereas the one he's going to go into is public school, so it's free.
Oh.
So, and then you just like take your kid out. There's people on like waiting lists to get into schools like this, and then you're just like not there, right? And then you're kind of demanding on what your kid is learning.
Yeah.
And I was just like sitting here, just like interesting. Like, is this lady? So she's at the thing last night, and I'm like giggling to myself. And we do the whole like seminar, which I actually started crying like when it very first started, and the assistant principal like walked up and like gave us a flyer, and I wasn't crying for any other reason than like my mom would have like loved that shit, and it's dumb, and I had this really dumb memory of being Grandma Moses on the stage in the little auditorium we were in, and like I was like crying, and the lady like hands me this flyer, and I'm like, oh, thank you, and I'm trying to be discreet.
Trying to be
Like,
cool.
no one's gonna like no one's gonna understand. Thankfully, when we first got into school, though, real back, the principal recognized Kona because she was a vice principal or something in the high school, like when we were in school.
Mm-hmm.
So now she's the principal at the elementary school, and she recognized
Oh.
Kona, and then she like recognized. She's like, I knew your mom, and I was like, oh, thanks. I wasn't emotional at that moment. And then I like walked by that little room, and I was like, anyways, such a dork, but it was really cool to experience
No.
that. So we go through that little meeting, and then we all like all of us parents, right? Because our kids are in like a classroom that they used as like a babysitting area, so they have a bunch
Yeah.
of teenagers volunteering. No, grief sucks, goofing. Man, it hits you like a ton of bricks, and sometimes you think you're mad at something, and you're not. You're actually just like grieving, and you're like, wow, I feel like a fool, honestly. Um, so we all like kind of all of us parents, you know, come into this classroom where our kids are gonna potentially be learning in. And there's this mom,
Yeah.
and Kona has no idea yet. Like, wait, because I had no time. There's no time to be like, hey, because we like that, we do that, we communicate in that way, but there was just no time. So she's just asking all the questions, and then the teacher eventually there's no more questions to be asked, right? And we're all just kind of like awkwardly sitting there. It's like no big deal. Teacher's like, so like, yeah, all right, everybody, just make yourselves comfortable. Like the teacher didn't know what to do with herself anymore, and we were all cracking up pretty hard. But we finally, like, as we're getting ready to leave, I see the gal again, and I go, Kona, note that mom. I'll try to be discreet about it. Just mental note. So when we're in the parking lot or in the car, I can be like, so, bleh, because we like I said, we like to kind of
Yeah.
not,
Get,
I guess, talk
get some
shit. I'll be
gossip
blunt.
going. Let's get some
I
gossip
like
going.
to, well, with each other especially, but that mom, like I always just kind of had like a sour taste at John's school currently because she was just so demanding, you know, like kind of like on like what the kids are learning. And then she doesn't even have her kid in the school
Yeah, like
half
what
the
the
time.
hell?
And I'm like, who are you to like, I don't know. It just kind of bothered me. And it was her, I don't know, attitude. But at the same time, she has a right to ask and like
Yeah,
nothing wrong with that. But it was just, anyways.
but at least
It's a
be
kind of a
there.
dumb story, but like it's an inside thing, I guess, to me. Those are little things that I enjoy. I'm enjoying being a mom in this whole thing, like going through this as a parent now
Yeah,
versus being the child there because you get to
yeah.
see like because
You
I know
see
this
more.
school. I
You see
went
more.
there, right? So, but I mean, they've remodeled. You see so much. You see the parents like being children. You see that
Yeah.
because some people, if you're lucky, you might, especially in a small town, you might have a someone you went to school with who has a kid that you're. But
Mhm.
most, honestly, most people that are my age have already had kids. Like
Mm.
they're like teenagers now.
Oh
They all like
wow.
had kids young, and I'm like,
Yeah.
like we weren't late, but like I think 30 is a good age. But a lot of people were getting busy in their 20s, and I'm just like,
Mm. No,
So
thank you.
basically, the school itself upgraded a lot. Not a lot of big stories, but we did go into the classroom to pick up the kids, and we have a little Matilda on our hands. I think Ella's like really smart. They were commenting left and right how good she was at counting because she hasn't really been in a like school setting like that with a lot of other people much ever,
Mhm.
like without me or
Yeah.
Kona because she can't be enrolled yet. So we just it's the first time she's been babysat by someone who's not like chosen family or family.
Yeah.
And they were like tripping because they have like these little metal fish that have like words on them or whatever, and she was like reading the words and counting them,
Oh
and
wow.
the thing that was tripping me out is like what John is going to be going into, like TK, he's only going to be learning like 1 through 10 and very minimal like A through Z, like the
Mhm.
alphabet, and I'm like he's
Yeah.
already doing that. And like John can count to 100.
Oh wow.
So I feel like my kid, I not to like brag, but I feel like my kids are a little advanced in certain parts of that
Yeah.
academically.
Yeah, because
So I'm
like you started
hoping,
them like early essentially because you
yeah,
were
I
like you were
worked with
doing that
them. Yeah.
homeschool thing.
And I didn't realize, I'm not going to lie. I didn't realize how much that made an effect on them because I haven't seen it a whole lot firsthand until like yesterday, really,
Yeah.
where I like
Must
watched
feel
and watched
great.
other people react like, whoa.
Wow.
Cause like she can read too. We just did like, and then they start doing, they very gently start doing sight words, which is like, you know, look at the word and read it, right? That's an electric bill. There's nothing to, no
Don't
identity
flash
to take.
your
I'm
address
just
or
saying like,
anything.
no, it's not, there's nothing on there. Trust me. I wouldn't show it otherwise. Well, no, but honestly, I knew what I was grabbing. But you know, like
Yeah,
sight
just
words.
making
I have
sure.
flashcards, right?
Yeah.
And Conan was just going through them, and she, I think, might have missed 5,
Mm.
and she read every single word.
Wow.
And they aren't teaching that until kindergarten, like some of that.
So
And
what
I'm
would
like, so
happen
how
if
advanced is
it
she?
yeah, like how would that affect her if she went into a lower scale class and she already knows the stuff?
Like, but do I want her to miss out on the social stuff?
Exactly.
Because I feel like you miss out on the social part if you push them too hard.
Exactly.
But I
And
want to
like
make the
you don't
right decision.
exactly, and you don't want to
So,
push them too hard and they don't want to be pushed. And then they
yeah.
kind of like
Or they completely lose being social.
yeah.
Yeah, it's a balance. So,
That
so
would
one
be
teacher was
tough.
tripping, but she was like, "Yo, I had a parent that's when that specific teacher had taught kindergarten in the past, and she's now currently teaching 4th grade. But she said a specific parent could tell that their child was advanced and asked to push them into a higher, you know,
Yeah.
grade level, and they did, and it worked out for that child. It
Oh,
was it
okay.
was good for that child. So she's like, you know, I would just talk to principals and just whoever, you know, whatever. So
Yeah. Feel it
that's not even a
out.
thing right now. But I'm just like kind of I scoffed like quietly, but I scoffed when I'm like watching what they go over in John's like work, like what he'll be going over on his school day, because it's like it's cool, it's good. I think it's good to do it through time because they're going to be doing a lot of like learning through playing essentially, because it's just kindergarten.
Yeah.
It's like a step above preschool, but
Yeah, it's
he knows
kindergarten.
a lot of it already. So I just want to like, I don't know. And it's between kindergarten and preschool. It's weird. It's like
Okay.
right in there. It's this new thing called transitional kindergarten. Yeah.
Weird.
So I'm kind of thinking we need to just push him right into kindergarten. I think he'd do better.
Maybe. Yeah.
Yeah. He was tripping me out because he finally caught on, like, when he sees Khalees written somewhere, he knows it's me. He can read that. He knows.
Yeah.
And then I noticed he knows my name, Jerica, as well.
Yeah.
He calls that out. So that's enough about me and my kids.
He calls you
He called
Jerica
me out
sometimes.
today. He saw my name on a Google Calendar.
Oh yeah.
Or I was doing some work on it, and he was like, Jerica, and then my middle name, because I'm not going to call myself out that hard right now. And I looked at him like, because it reminded me of my mom. My mom would call me that all the time. And I looked at him like, what? Like, aggressive, you know? And he's like pointing at it. And I was like, that's not what was written there. It was my last name. But I
Yeah.
was like, no, it says this and like your last name too. Hello.
Hello.
Anyways, pretty funny. Being a parent's a trip, you guys. And
I
that whole
bet.
experience going to parent orientation was a trip. And like, I am really excited for John. I think he's gonna love it. He was so pumped to be there.
Nice.
Complete opposite of me as a child. I would have hated that. Mom, why are you leaving me in this room with these weird people? Yeah. Yeah. Other than that,
You got an air fryer, which deserves to be commented
yes,
on.
thank you. I forgot. I was gonna say I don't think I have anything else to
No,
report,
you
but
got an air fryer. You joined the
yes,
club.
huge thanks to Kona's boss. She gave us an air fryer that they weren't using. It's like barely been used. And so we used the crap out of it last night for the first time with a bunch of like frozen food. And it was delicious and highly recommend. And if anyone has any suggestions of things that
I'm gonna
they
send
like
you
to specifically put
all
in
of the
there,
TikToks. I'm sending you all the TikToks.
send them my way because we're curious. We haven't done any like raw meats in there, like, chicken
Yeah.
or anything like that, but I'm curious.
Hell yeah.
I do want to try. Kona's got a tasty like wing sauce recipe. I'd be curious to see how his wings would turn out.
Hell yeah. The
Probably
wings are
pretty quite delicious.
so easy in the air fryer. So easy. Mine, I put it up to 400. I cook everything at like 400. Everything.
Right?
Everything. Everything.
Right?
And the
Yeah.
wings I put for 10 minutes, I flip them. 10 minutes, I flip them. 10 minutes again. Done.
Ours has like it'll beep at us and it'll be like shake. So you pull it out and shake
Oh,
it and then you put it in.
Nice.
It's like,
Mine
this is a
doesn't.
trip. I wasn't
I don't
prepared
think
for that.
mine has a shaker, but I just mentally, I'm like, I should
Well,
probably go shake it.
yeah, that's smart of you. I would not have.
No?
And we'll only no, I wouldn't have thought about that midway. No, my dumbass would have been like, it's doing what it's supposed to do, right? Until I learned the hard way and was like, oh, one side's overcooked. I should
Yeah.
probably pull it up. I'm that kind of person.
Yeah, the chicken breast I go for like 400. Again, everything will be at 400.
Yeah.
25 minutes, but at like the 10-12 minute mark I flip them.
Okay, that makes sense.
Like
About midway.
20 minutes is fine, but I like the 25 because it gets a little brown.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Freaking love that machine.
Turkey meatballs, yum. Meatballs are so good.
I could I'm not kidding, everything at 400. And then I just go off that.
And it's like either less or more time. I mean,
Yeah, less or more time. It
pretty much.
Like it took me a couple tries to get down broccoli. I kept on like overcooking them, and they were just.
So what's your trick with broccoli?
400, of course.
Of
Like I
course.
put like oil on them, seasonings, mix them up, dump them in, and I think the perfect time for me is 12 minutes. Possibly
Okay.
less if you like a less charred. But anything more than 12 minutes, it's just it's just chips basically.
How do you feel about raw broccoli?
Like eating it? If it's out, then yeah, I will eat it, but I won't actively like get like a broccoli, chop it up and eat it. But if
Just
it's
eat it?
there, I will eat it. You know?
It's become like a snack in my house lately. It's interesting. That raw carrots and cucumbers dipped in
Nice.
ranch.
Oh, yum.
Yeah, like I haven't cooked broccoli really in a while because we've just been so into the freaking raw broccoli action.
That's
It's
good
kind of
though.
yeah, it's good. It's good.
And
Ella will eat the
and it's
heck out
great
of
that
it.
the kids are like all about that.
They actually at this point now, John kind of prefers raw broccoli over cooked broccoli a lot of the time because man, sometimes you can like oversteam broccoli and that shit's
Oh
too
yeah.
soggy, you
Yeah.
know?
Ooh,
You got to
yeah.
get that
Gotta get
perfect
perfect.
steam
Yeah.
where it's like it's almost sweet, you know? It
Yeah.
just yeah. Mm.
Yeah.
So, anyways, just curious. Wanting the raw carrots. I
Hell
never liked
yeah.
carrots as a kid, and I
Love
really liked them as
carrots.
a grown up. I also never liked cucumber as a kid either.
What?
I like them a
Love
lot as a grown up.
cucumber. Love cucumbers.
No, I
Oh,
just will never forget my mom. No offense to her, I appreciate her always like trying new foods, you know, and like dinners and stuff. But she tried this like fish taco thing once and it had cucumbers on it, and it was just ultimately you'd think it would be good, but like what she made wasn't, and I I was wounded.
oh
I was wounded
no.
by that for a while.
I
But
like I
I've
totally
redeemed
get it.
myself.
I
Yeah, you
feel
know, you
that.
have that one bad meal, and
Yeah.
it's not necessarily by your mom. It could be anywhere,
Yeah.
personally. But that was my experience
My
with
thing that took a long
cucumbers.
time to get back around to is cream-based soups. For the longest time,
Oh,
I
what
could
ruined
not.
it for you?
My Nana's cheese soup.
Oh no, was it bad?
No, I can't even describe this cheese soup. It was like melted cheese with like onions in it. And it was like
Okay.
a melted block of cheese essentially. And it was so not good with cream, and it was not like
I'm
I'm
so
I'm
sorry.
I'm nobody liked it. Like even dad still jokes about it now. He's like, do you know like do you like I'm a remember Nana's cream like cheese soup, and I'm like, yes dad, I know.
Just don't remind me.
Like that cheese soup, like it took me forever, like years to get back to not all cream based soups are evil.
Yeah, yeah. I personally love them. I like soup. There's some people who don't like soup, so
I know.
I mean,
One of my friends doesn't like soup, and I'm like, you're a crazy woman.
yeah,
Even,
yeah.
or that'll be turn my tummy everything.
I
Yeah,
think
like is trust us. It's not good. It was
my
not good.
I have a friend that she probably still makes it sometimes, and it was
If it cooled, this
delicious,
food
and it was
would
like a
stand up.
cheese. Pig.
It literally would. It would. Oh, cheese soup.
My friend made like this cheese soup that was really good, and it was
Oh
like
yeah.
sometimes just hit and miss, people.
Yeah,
You know?
but that
Maybe she just doesn't have enough broth or something.
but trust me, that cheese soup never hit. It
That's
never
so sad.
hit. We would
So
dread
sad.
every time she's like, "Oh, we're having the cheese soup," and we're like, Nana, no."
No.
Like, and it's like, is there enough time to get home and
It
still
had
cook?
corn in it.
Yeah, it had corn in it.
Man, I love me a corn chowder too. That sucks.
Corn chowder, but like it was with
Oh, corn
melted
chowder's
cheese
so
with
good.
corn.
Yeah, the melted cheese. I don't know.
When I say melted cheese, it was like a cheese block. She melted. Like
And then what? Added milk and flour?
milk and corn and onion or something to it, and it was ugh, no.
And that
Ugh.
was it. And she
That
just
was-
cooked it.
Yeah.
Huh.
It was not good.
I'm tripping by this.
No,
Yeah.
not
Did
good.
she eat it? Did she like it?
Yeah, well, she
Oh, wow.
ate it. She ate it. I can't remember like why she made it. Like I can't even think if I'm like granddad ever liked it, really. Like I don't know who liked it that made her make this thing. Maybe she I don't know. But like
Interesting.
as a kid, I was also like a pretty like picky kid.
Mm.
I was a picky eater. It's not that I was picky. I knew exactly what I liked and what I didn't like. And like, and if anyone expressed liking it, yeah, you got it 2 weeks. Yeah.
So who the heck said they liked it?
Who said they liked the
What
cheese
the heck?
soup? Like, who
I
did
must
that to
know.
us? Because I guarantee you nobody liked it. Oh my
gosh, you
God.
hate it. You hate it.
It's
You hate
just,
to see it.
but now it's just a really funny story.
Oh, he actually just liked lasagna instead.
For you to tell her she liked it and tortured us. That kind of that makes sense because I can't imagine anybody liking this fucking soup.
Yeah, she must have liked it. She probably eats it the next day with like crackers or something.
Probably.
You know? I don't know. Saltines.
Oh my God. That fucking cheese.
I'm trying to think of any other meals at a restaurant. The only thing that's like been bummed out on me that I haven't really had since, which I will try again, is I got a stick and a chimichanga, and I bit bit into it, and it was like a stick, and that sucked. But beyond that, nothing else that I can report at the moment. That's been soured for me.
The only thing that was soured for me for the longest time until Jordan got me to try them again was scalloped potatoes.
Ooh,
because
I can see that, yeah.
Nana, once again Nana, lovely Nana, we love Nana. She used to make them, but the fucking potatoes were raw basically, and also
no.
and then also the onions that she puts into it was raw, and it wasn't.
She didn't cook it long enough.
It wasn't great, and for the longest time, like for years, for decades. Even nope. I'm like, no, I can't eat it. And then Jordan's like, let's go isn't better, but let's go buy like that instant one and like let's see if you like it. And I'm like, actually this is pretty damn good. Like this instant one.
As long as the potatoes like aren't crunchy, like you said.
Oh yeah.
When they're raw, that's rough.
Yep. And like at her house, you had to eat what was on the plate. That was the rules. You had to eat what's on the plate. She overcooked every other vegetable. She overcooked every other vegetable. Yeah.
That's so funny. The ones you don't really want to overcook, really, right? Because potatoes you could like overcook for the most part, and they'll be okay.
Because like they're just mashed potatoes then.
Yeah.
Those are the two main things.
So I've always been weird with scalloped potatoes, honestly. And I think it's because I don't remember who, honestly, but I do remember having scalloped potatoes that were raw, similar to how you described. And it making me not really want them again.
But I make a damn good, like, from scratch scalloped potatoes. It's been a while, though, because they are a lot of work.
It's a lot of work, like slicing all those potatoes.
And like layering shit, and then it has to cook for a really long time, but it's so worth it.
Yeah, potatoes. Ugh, love potatoes. What's your favorite type of potato dish?
Oh, it's so hard to pick. Like, potatoes are just so good, but I have to say, if I had to pick my all-time favorite potato dish, would have to be a good, like, roasted potato in the oven with the crispy outside, like
some butter and sour cream on there.
Yeah, like the roasted ones, you like
sour cream,
chop them up, you boil them for a bit, and then you cover them in oil, throw them in, and they get nice and crispy. Oh, yeah. What's your favorite?
Ooh, I love all the potato stuff. I'm not gonna lie, but like one thing I can always say that's like I can always go to and be like, man, this is why I really love potatoes. Or like twice baked potatoes, kind of how you described, like, or like potato skins, where you just anything in that fashion where you bake the potato and then you add like the cheese and the chives and the bacon and the sour cream.
So good.
And I don't know, that whole combo of flavor is just there's something special about it.
Oh, so
I love all potato dishes. Like there's gnocchi too. That like the
I've never
little.
tried one, but I really
Those
want
are
to
pretty
try
good.
it. I
They're
really
pretty
wanna try
good, I think. And I think paired with the proper sauce or whatever, because I've usually done like marinara or whatever, and I feel like yes, you can do that. It's fine because it's kind of like a pasta dish in a way.
it. Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like something else would be better. Maybe Alfredo. Maybe that might be too thick. I don't know. I'm trying to figure that one out one day, but I don't have
Let me
gnocchi
know.
very often.
Let me know.
But when I do, I'll find something. Crispy and soft. Yeah.
Crispy and
Ooh,
soft.
McDonald's fries. My
McDonald's
favorite McDonald's
fries.
fries are the squishy ones that have been
Oh,
over oiled.
yes.
Oh, give me
Squishy
those all day.
fries. Love the squishy
God, they're
fries.
salty and delicious.
Yes.
Anyways, all this food talk. Yeah, so your updates.
Okay,
Let's send
well,
it your way.
I got one juicy story. Like, this isn't
Okay.
set in stone. This is a speculation thing, but I think it's a pretty strong speculation. So, there was we have like in our building we have a few townhomes, which means that they're part of our building, but they're like houses,
Okay.
like little houses. Like it's like a 3 bedroom. They have like a door leading outside, but they're still like attached to the building.
Oh, what a trip. That's cool.
Yeah, they're expensive as hell too.
Oh, okay.
So
Yikes.
around 3 months ago, we had a couple move into one of the townhomes, and from the beginning, they were a little fucking weird, but like nothing to red flag. The only red flag that I personally had with them was the husband worked and the wife was like a stay-at-home wife, and the wife has a daughter who is the guy's like stepdaughter, but she's like like 13. So like you don't need to be a stay-at-home mom essentially at that point. Like your kid's
Not
in
at that
school.
age.
So
Yeah.
that was just weird to me. Whatever. He made enough money to like afford the suite on his own.
Okay.
But
Yeah.
I don't know. I just found that always weird that like she was a stay-at-home wife, and I'm like, whatever, cool. And
To
like
each their own, I
the
guess.
person
How
that
boring.
showed her the suite, like showed them the suite, was like, I don't think they liked it. I don't think they're gonna rent. And we're like, okay, cool, no problem. They don't rent.
Me
Who
too.
cares? And then this one of their sisters wanted to come and view it for like a second opinion, and I'm like, fine, whatever, it happens. I'll show it. And then I showed her, and I felt that she didn't like the suite either. And we're like, it's gonna go nowhere. And then all of a sudden,
Right.
they apply for the suite. We run their shit. He makes enough money to afford it on his own. The wife doesn't work. I'm stretching that. The wife doesn't work in our books. Okay.
Okay.
So, and ever since they moved in, it always felt like they didn't live there. You know, it just, you never saw
was
them
just-
there. The lights were never on. It was just weird. So then, all of a sudden last month, they're like, oh, we have to move out at the end of March. And we're like, we are currently in March, so no, you will not. You will have to pay the next month's rent, but you can technically leave, but you still have to pay next month's rent. And also, on top of that, you're going to break lease because you're not a year in. So...
Yeah.
We go through the whole spiel. He's trying to fight it, and then all of a sudden he just drops it. They stay. They've paid rent, but at the end of this month, they're getting the hell out of here. And we haven't heard anything since. And we're like, whatever. So the couple times I've shown the suite, there's not much in the suite. Like I'm in the living room. There's one couch, no coffee tables, no side tables, no TV at all. Like it's just a couch with a lamp. And then a table that's a tiny square with 2 chairs, but there's 3 people technically living there. So weird, but not too weird to raise any red flags. Okay?
Yeah, sure.
They have 3 rooms. One of the rooms has nothing in it, which we're like, strange, but okay.
Well, they did say they want to move out, so maybe they've been
like
moving out.
it's empty, but it has one desk chair, and that's it. And we're like, that's weird. But who cares? Whatever. You're just weird. And upstairs, there's 2 rooms, 1 bed in each, and nothing else. No drawers, no personal anything in this apartment. There's no personal pictures or nothing. Nothing at all.
What?
Whatever. Like, that's weird, but like not like something's wrong weird. So this whole thing started yesterday when Jordan has a friend who lives next, like a friend is more like a smoking buddy that they meet up occasionally and see each other when they're smoking. She lives next, like next door, and she was telling him that she's kind of seeing guys coming in and out of this suite at all times, like day and night. Dudes like coming in and out of the suite, and we're like, what the fuck? So then she apparently was outside smoking at some point and asked one of these guys, what's going on here? And apparently this guy says that they have a massage parlor with a little extra going on, if you know what I mean. Do you know what I mean?
Yes, I do know what you mean. And my gosh.
I don't know how extent the extra bit is, but after he said that, all of the things clued in, like every weird thing has now molded into, that makes sense now. Because let's go back and discuss what the suite looks like now. So then now you can envision what we're all envisioning now. When you walk in, there's a couch on the left. Nothing else. So it feels like a waiting room.
Yeah.
And then they have a camera in their kitchen facing their front door, which like isn't weird. It's sometimes normal. Like if a tenant knows that we're going in and they're not going to be home, they sometimes do that. It's just a thing they do. But now it's a camera for the waiting room.
Whoa.
And like the room that has nothing inside of it, you could easily put down a table super fast and we would never know.
Massage tables are pretty movable.
Exactly. And there's a chair in there, so when you're doing your business, like they can't hide that chair. It's a rolly chair. Like what you gonna do with that?
Wow.
And upstairs, there's the 2 rooms with just the beds on the floor. No fancy beds spreads or nothing, just basic
Are there
beds.
Cameras in those rooms too?
I couldn't check that because we weren't looking for that kind of stuff. Like this is all we know. It's like in passing.
Now after then, you're like
and then also like their bathrooms. There's no personal items. Like there's no hairbrushes. There's no perfume. There's no toothbrushes. There's nothing personal.
They're using it as a sex house.
I know.
Oh my God.
And like
now they just need to move out, so they're gonna just do it. They're just gonna, all right, fine, I'll just deal with it for another month.
Assumption is, because another red flag that we were like, this is kind of weird, was when they were giving us a heads up to move out. Because we always get a forwarding address, right? The one they gave us was of the home that they moved from and owned. So our theory is this is what they do. They have their own personal home and they rent out suites for a couple months at a time, run their little business, and then leave. Like, it's...
Wow.
And another red flag that was weird, but it wasn't a flag back then, but now it makes sense, is ever since he's moved in, they've always tried to pay rent with cash, which we don't allow because we don't want your cash. And it makes sense now because they don't want any paper trail from their bank accounts.
Wow. So I wonder how they make that work.
I don't know. Well, some places let you pay cash. We personally don't.
Yeah, but I'm wondering what they say in their whatever finances or however they're doing it, what they are using that space for then. Because they obviously can't pay cash.
I don't know.
So I'm curious, what do they use it? What do they say they're using it for?
I don't know. Like,
that is some juicy stuff, Shelly.
It is, and like my head's been spinning ever since Jordan's told me, because like all of the weird shit that's gone on with these people,
you're like, wow,
it makes so much more sense. Under the bed payments to them, they don't declare the rent. Yeah, exactly. Like, they're running, and like, of course, the wife doesn't
Wow.
work. She's not gonna write down, I give like hand jobs or blow jobs. Like, she's
I
not gonna
suck
write that.
wiener.
I suck wiener. Like, she's not gonna
Sorry.
put that on the application.
Wow.
Like, it makes
Where's
sense.
the daughter in all of this?
Well, Jordan saw her once, and it was when it snowed here, and she was outside making a little snowman with a tiny skirt on. So we're a little concerned about that, but we're hoping for the best, and just the daughters at school or at their real home.
Yeah, that's concerning.
Yeah, that's the concerning bit, but
I could see everything. Oh, geez.
yeah, like, so we're not entirely sure, but we like to think on like the positive side of that was just a one-time thing, and she's just
Yeah.
she lives in their real home with the dad, I'm assuming.
They all live together. That's just their
In theory,
right. That's just their sex house.
exactly. That's just their sex
that's her
apartment.
job.
Yeah. Which, first of all, in the
Whoa.
lease, you cannot actually run a business from your home here, but that's on a different level.
Wow.
Like,
Oh my god. And the
that was
neighbor
my,
for asking. Oh my god, that just reminds me of
I know, I can't believe she
the
actually asked.
curiosity of my mother. My mother would have asked that question. Third guy in, she'd been like, "So what are you guys doing over here? Smoking a cig?"
Yeah,
She would have been
that's
so
that's
fucking
probably
nosy.
exactly what
Oh
happened.
my god. Oh
But like,
man.
see, this is why I wanted to hold it in for like the podcast, because you would never guess what this story was going to be about.
I mean, yeah, well, no, never. You have to say, like, definitely when you're like, ooh, something juicy, I'm thinking someone's having an affair.
Well,
Like, genuinely, I was
would
like,
also
oh,
be juicy.
dang, that's juicy, you know?
That would
Or
be
like,
juicy.
maybe someone got fired, or so. That's kind of where it was my head was going. Like,
Yeah, not a
someone's
sex
about
house.
an affair, someone got fired, something like that is what I was thinking, but not like freaking, whatever, what is it? What's it called when you get the massage with the happy ending?
Yeah. And
There it
like,
is.
so our hope, because we've actually rented out this suite. So our hope is that whoever wants to move in there doesn't want to move into like the third or fourth or fifth, because we want to get like professionals in to clean it, because we don't know what's been going on in this place now.
You guys should get some black lights in there.
No.
See what kind of stains you can find.
No. Oh my god.
I've actually never thought of doing that until just now. I could easily do that in my business too, and like check all the beds. It's probably
I'm
pretty
sure
disgusting.
You would find
actually.
some nasty shit.
And be like, what I should do is be like, because I know some of those mattresses people have in there have been in there for a while.
Oh yeah.
Think about how many. I don't know.
I'm
Gotta
curious.
think about that.
I'm curious if like these people have like stuff in their fridge, or like plates or cups, or like
No.
like
Maybe a cup.
yeah, maybe a cup for their
I
poor
bet you if they
dehydrated
grab
customer.
anything, they're getting like, food to go, whatever your
Yeah.
DoorDash or something like that is. Or does it Skip up there? Is it
Yeah.
called?
Well, like
Skip?
we have a few places. There's Skip.
Okay.
There's like DoorDash. There's
Okay.
Uber Eats. But yeah, like my head is still like just spinning from this, because
Oh my
it's
God.
like probably one of the most juiciest things I've heard in this job so far. And
That's pretty juicy.
like, there's no way we could have known. There's no indication with like the application process that we would have even guessed that this was a thing.
I mean, do they seem like fairly average people, or
I've
one of
never
them more
met-
attractive than the other?
I've never met
Oh.
him. And I met a chick inside the suite, but I don't know if she's the woman that's
Or
her
the sister or whatever.
or the sister or whatnot, because I didn't show it to them. I didn't
Right.
move them in, so I have no idea who the fuck these people are.
Wow.
Except for that they're Asian. That's about it. That's all I know about them.
Oh, wow.
It could be
like
anybody in there, and I'd be like, "Oh, hi." I don't know who you are, but hi. Like, oh my
wow.
god.
That is
Oh,
some juicy good stuff.
yeah.
To
I have a
think all that kinky stuff's going on right just down the building from you. I
like,
mean, all over the building, really. Probably there's
yeah,
some kinky
yeah.
stuff going on, but
Probably
like,
there's some
let's be
crazy shit
real.
going.
Like that shit's pretty wild.
It is.
I mean, you're running a straight business, sex house in a sense.
Like, oh my
I wonder if she
lord.
gives good massages.
I don't
You know,
Well, like
without the happy
she
ending.
she must,
Huh?
or else.
She must. Apparently, they were lining up.
Yeah, they were lining up. There's apparently
They were ready.
constant guys coming in and out. No,
Ew,
Jordan,
no, you will
you
not.
nasty. You nasty. But the funny thing is, I don't think she's like they've ever met him. So Jordan could just walk in as just a normal dude, and they probably would never have known.
Wow.
Oh my god.
What a trip, dude.
So wild.
There is an operation going on there.
There's 100%.
For sure.
100%. Now, like all of the weird shit that's been going on for the past 3 months, like it'll make sense. It's
Well, it's
by
not advertised.
only.
By appointment only, I think.
Oh,
But that is apartment too.
Yeah,
They both get abbreviated the same.
I was
think.
like, I'm really confused. I'm really
Like,
confused.
wait, what? Help. Yeah, I since they don't have a storefront,
Yeah.
right? They don't have like a space they're renting, which clearly how I see that then is that the apartment, the suite is cheaper than like apartment has 1P. Oh, I didn't know that. Oh yeah,
Yeah,
it does.
It does.
That's right.
I just got confused.
I wanted to read that as apartment too. So anyways,
I really did.
yeah. So, but they like obviously can't. This basically the storefront or the space to rent to do that, even though it's illegal. But like you could find ways, right?
Yeah.
Probably more expensive.
Like, but that can't last
In
for
Nevada,
long.
they could get away with it.
Like,
Use their own house.
I
What
wish
they're doing. I
it
get
is-
what they're doing.
in a sense, because there was this whole
Yeah.
thing on Facebook last year. Apparently a lot of apartment owners in Alberta, they had a Facebook group, and they would kind of snitch on all of their bad tenants and say don't rent to blah 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 because of blah blah blah, and then they got caught and it got shut down and people were in a lot of trouble. But
yeah.
if we had that here, I would be like, does anybody know these people? And does anyone have any idea what's going on here?
I
But-
mean, is anyone in danger?
It's against the law what they're doing.
It's against the law. That's fair.
It's against the law. And
I live right next to a state where that kind of shit isn't against the law.
really.
Well, Nevada, man. Yeah, there's sex work that's totally legal there.
And then like you're right, it's also is how much are they making per month? Because if they're not putting that in their taxes, that's illegal.
That's illegal too. Yeah. The cash. Yeah.
I'm like, oh my god, it
It's so much.
my
to
mind
unpack.
is so blown by, because like
Yeah.
it just is such a weird thing where like for 3 months weird shit, but not like I'm gonna think about it too hard. Weird shit's been going on, and then all of a sudden it's like, brain, you like it all just falls into place, and you're like, all those weird shits against their lease to. Yeah, it is against some of their lease to run a business actually.
So what
Like-
if you ran a business that was like no footprint to anybody somehow? Like hypothetically, like let's
Give me an example.
like maybe you had a coding business,
That's
something along those lines. You know what I mean? Would that matter?
I think our main
Had a
rule.
fine lane.
I think the main rule that we can like define running a business is that you don't have like customers or people coming over to your
You don't
place.
want the footprint. Yeah.
Yeah,
okay, that
like
makes
for
sense.
instance, if someone's like if they cut hair, they cannot cut people's hair in their suite.
Makes sense. I was gonna say, yeah, the traffic makes sense.
Yeah, I think like
And
that's
like also with like
that's like the
packages
fine
and
line.
stuff. Like if you were making something to sell, I feel like that would be inconvenient because only your footprint alone might be it, but it could be annoying after a while if you're going back and forth and having a lot of packages, say, shipped out or shipped in. I could see how that kind of traffic might be annoying too,
Maybe,
maybe.
but I don't think that would be strong enough for us to like go after you.
Yeah, yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, I think it's mostly about like the people coming into the building that we don't know. Yeah, I think like that's where we would like draw the line and be like,
Yeah, that makes
no,
sense.
there's something going on here.
Yeah. Because I feel like most things, if you're running a business through your computer or something and it's like no footprint, which the only thing I could think of for some reason was coding, but like I guess it could be streaming.
And then
You could
like
be a content
you
creator,
could be
you
like
could do whatever.
making like for instance like my like cross stitching, I could say that that's a business.
That's technically, yeah, that is a business technically, right? Yeah.
Yeah,
But you
but
have no footprint, so it's like
exactly.
pretty discreet and you wouldn't need to like really be that concerned
Like
about it.
I
feel
think
like.
the main thing is like the foot traffic because
Yeah.
we're all about safety and like knowing who's who in the building.
Yeah, I don't want any weirdos up in there. I feel
Yeah.
that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we even
There's
ask
plenty of weirdos just living there.
seriously. Like we even ask attendants like if someone's coming to stay with you for like a month or two, just give us a heads up just in case there's like a fire, we know that there's an extra body in there, or if we have to go in because of like a flood or something, then we know that someone else is supposed to be there. Like we just like ask to know if like you guys are going away for a long period of time too, so then once again in case of fire, flood, something,
Anything
we
happens.
know. And like most people are like really great about it. Like they'll be like, "Oh, by the way, my dad's coming to visit me from this date to this date." And we're like, "Cool. Thanks for letting us know. Good to know."
Yeah. Yeah, you don't want random people just coming into the
No.
building. That's smart.
No, we don't. We don't
Yeah.
like it. We don't like it at all.
Makes sense because, like, you know, the world is a scary place. It always has been, but even more so now.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I feel that completely. That is one heck of a juicy story. Thank you for sharing with all of us.
You're welcome.
Like,
I got two more like shorter ones, but they're not as
yes.
like they're not juicy. They're just like little tidbits from like work for the last couple
Love
of
it.
days. So
Send it.
yesterday we had a friggin' fire alarm go off. Like the whole building,
no.
it went off, and we're like, oh, like at this
What the
place,
heck?
if it goes off, you know, like something's going on. It's not just going off because like someone was doing something stupid. Like there's a reason that this alarm's being tripped. So what happened was somebody called me, called like our work, and then they're like, "Hey, like the suite next door, they're like a smoke alarm is going off, and it's been going off for like quite a while, and like I tried knocking, and there's nobody home. Could someone come up and check it out?" And I'm like, "Jordan, get your booty up to blah 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 floor." And he went up,
Yeah.
he looked there was smoke coming out of their door, and he actually had to pull the little fire thing, which he's never done ever in his life.
That's scary. Did they have a fire in there?
So it turns out what happened is she put a pot
Oh no.
on the stove and left. So then we're all rushing around trying to do our thing, and like we're trying to call her, and we're telling her like what's going on, and she's like, "I just left. I'll turn around right now." And she's like, eventually she came back, and she's like,
Oh, she felt so dumb.
"Oh," she's like, "It's the worst part is she's like, it's my birthday, and I was just ready, like I was going out for my birthday." And we're like, "Oh my God,
She felt so
happy
stupid.
birthday, by the way."
Poor thing.
And like the good
man.
thing is that it was
The
just
excitement
smoke.
overtook her.
Exactly. It was just the pan is probably ruined, but at least the place didn't burn down.
Yeah, it was just the pan, and a lot of smoke was probably pretty annoying for
Yeah. And
neighbors, but
don't even get me started on how many phone calls I got from people being like, there's like this dinging noise, and I don't know what it is. And I'm like, it's the fire alarm. You need to get out. Bye. And then I hang up the phone because I'm like, I don't have fucking time for your stupidity.
All of you are going to burn.
You're all
going to
fucking
burn.
stupid. You're all idiots. If you call and ask what's going on when that smoke alarm's going off, you're a dumbass. I hate you so much. Like, in that moment, I hate you. I hate you.
Because don't you do, like, occasional, like, fire alarm tests with them maybe here and there? Are you supposed to, or do you not, have you not done that?
We're supposed to do one every year, but do you know how much of a pain in the ass it is to schedule a 300 suite building?
Yeah.
To do a fire alarm, and everyone's like they're working from home. They get annoyed because we're wasting their time, and we just used that yesterday as our fire alarm test. Because we're like, yeah, that's as close as that's ever gonna get.
That's as close as we're gonna get all these people on the same page, okay, at the same time. So.
It's pretty disgusting still how many people don't come. Like, even the girl who called it in didn't come down. And we're like, what the hell, woman? What are you doing?
Was she maybe getting a bag ready?
I don't
know. No.
She didn't come down at all. At all. Like, not even half the suites like actually came down. But
see, yeah, they need to keep fire alarm bells consistent.
I will say the bell is not like threatening enough, in my opinion.
I don't like that. I think if you're in a state of emergency, it needs to be fucking telling you to get the fuck off your ass and fuck downstairs.
I guarantee you, even if it was like the most threatening ding you've ever heard, people will still call.
Probably. But, like, it will reduce a lot of that and at least encourage people to get the fuck, at least open their doors.
But the good thing is that the dings go off inside of suites too. Like, there's a speaker right there and inside of our room. Like, there's one in every room. So you will hear that.
So it's like a ding, though?
It's a ding. It's a weird ding.
I disagree with that. It should be like, meh.
It should be like,
fire. Fire.
It literally should. I agree. I feel like, yeah, in newer buildings, there's speakers in every single room about it. Mm-hmm.
My mom, her house has a wood stove, and the smoke got out. This was months ago at this point now, because unfortunately I beat because it's up high, the fire alarm. I need to fix it, okay? But I couldn't get it off. The thing was like, it was like, not like deep like that, like, but it was like a high-pitched alarm sound. Then it was like, fire. And then it would do it again. And I was sweating by the time I turned that. There was no fire.
Like,
but the
you knew
smoke
that
was enough. And man, was I stressing. So that's why I'm like, no,
I agree. It needs to be a threatening ding.
It needs to be scary. Why are you giving people the option to be nonchalant about a fucking fire alarm?
Yeah. And like, so then that happened. Like, we were like around, and like the funny thing is that our district manager was also there during that. Like, she was just there to like catch up like with my other boss who was like been away for like 3 weeks. So she was just there chatting, and then all of a sudden this dinging goes off, and I'm like, great time for you to come and visit us. Fire.
Sorry.
Yeah. So then that was super fun. And then after all of the drama went down and everyone went home again, we got to have a little staff talk because they needed to tell our boss about what the plan is for us within the next little while, because she's been away for 3 weeks. So she didn't know. But earlier that day, I nearly spilled it. Like, I nearly told her that we were going to get bumped up, but it wasn't my fault. Because she came in and she's like, oh, so I heard that you did a really good job, like on like that on a tour, because there was like a big company tour thing that I had to lead essentially. And she said, you guys are gonna move. And I'm like, I had to pause because I'm like in my brain, like I'm just like, do you know?
Yeah.
Do you know?
Yeah.
Do you know yet? Have like you talked to somebody? So like I paused. And she saw me pause, and I'm like, oh? And she's like, yeah, because like you guys did a really good job and like you proved that like you guys could do it. So they're probably going to move you eventually soon. And I'm like, uh-huh. Like I got super weird. She got kind of weird too because she could tell that there's something that's not being said. And then finally, when our boss was having like a big talk with like all of us, she finally was like, the plan for them is that they're going to be moved soon. And she's like, that explains why things got so weird because I said something and you got super weird about it. Because I thought so she knew. Funny. And we're told to not tell anybody. Yeah. Like we're under strict, like they say, don't talk about it until you've signed any like I'm a contracts, but I'll tell you guys because who are you really gonna tell?
Yeah,
like really
the beans to the whole building. Yeah,
exactly. Exactly.
Get you on the phone.
So then like we finally like discussed it. So she knows what the plan is. So now it's all gears up. Prepare me to have my own building. I need to learn a couple of little things. I need to get under my belt because like I gotta know these higher up things.
Yeah.
Is there a time frame? I kind of pushed. Like I asked a couple times and she finally like fessed up a little time frame. Approximately, if it all goes well, late May, mid-June. If everything goes according to what their little plan is. Yeah. So, like, that's exciting, but it's also, like, that's so close. So your trip to the concert time. Yeah, our trip to the concert. But I did tell her, because she's, like, mid-June, and we're both, like, just so you know, we booked some time off then. And she's like, oh, just let me know what time. And like,
you over.
And, like, we'll make it work.
Yeah.
Mid-June at the latest. So most likely mid-May, which is terrifying because
right around the corner.
It's right around the corner. And I gotta mentally prepare myself to be a boss.
And to move. I hate moving.
The good thing is that
you guys seem pretty efficient.
All we have to do is pack. That's all we have to do.
I hate that.
It's the worst, but it's better than
That's what I don't like about moving. I don't
hauling
care.
the boxes. I don't want to haul them boxes.
I mean, that is like less annoying to me than like putting shit in boxes and then taking it back out. Like, I love the game unpacking.
I'm pretty sure we're pro at it by now. We're pros.
You guys are way more together than I am. I'm a fucking
and it's
mess.
It's not gonna lie. It's all Jordan. It's all Jordan. I am pretty much useless when it comes to packing. He's like,
got it down.
He's got it down. He's like, here's a box. Put these things in the box, and I'll be like, okay. But if he just gives me a box and just lets me go free, no.
What's in this box?
Like, what am I doing with this box? Can I just go in the box? Like, what?
I try to be efficient and like label the box before I put stuff in it, and I always feel like I fuck it up. But I stay consistent. Something random always ends up in the box.
We never put labels on the boxes
because surprising yourselves.
Because we were told that if you do that, then the people who move you know what's in the box, and if it's something good, they might fucking take it.
That's creepy.
Like not these guys, but just moving in general. Just as heads up, don't label your boxes.
I would label then in that scenario, the inside of the box.
Ooh, good plan. I like that.
The flap. So when you open it, you're like, and you don't see what's inside yet. Let's say you have bubble wrap on shit or something. You could be like, oh, this is plates, and even though it's heavy as fuck, you're gonna get it. But like,
that's a good one.
I have to find a way to label the fucking box.
Yeah. But yeah. So yeah, those are like the big tidbits, is like possibly moving within the next month and a half. So the podcast for that time might be a bit chaotic, but we'll let you know.
We're cashy here in the Wawta community.
Yeah, but like so and like it's gonna be super weird because tomorrow we're going to the building that we're going to be in charge of, because like Jordan has to go help out with something because she doesn't have a guy there to do like fix it stuff.
Okay.
So we have to go there. We're not supposed to talk about it still, but she's got to know that this is happening because I guarantee you we're like the last peg of this plan. So
or she is. And they're prepping
Nah,
you guys for
nah.
it.
She knows what,
Oh.
because it all stems down
She
to
knows she's leaving, right?
somebody has to move somewhere else. She's going where that other person's going, and then we're going to her building. So I guarantee you, in this train of moving, we were the last ones to know.
Fair. That
But
makes
like,
sense.
I can't just bring it up because what if she doesn't know? And so I'm gonna try and subtly like drop some hints and be like, "So, do you got any big moves coming up?" Or like,
So hint, hint,
hint,
wink, wink,
do you
nudge,
have any
nudge,
big like plans for this
poke, poke.
year? Like, I'm gonna try because like I want to see some sweets.
Yeah.
I want to check out some sweets, and I know they have 7 sweets that could possibly be one of ours.
Ooh. Hopefully you have so much more room than what you've been working with right
Like
now.
even with the crappiest suite there, it's still bigger than here.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Like some of the floor plans are better than others that we like better. All I'm hoping and praying for is I want a wall for my streaming background. I want a solid
That's
wall.
legit.
That's all I want.
I relate.
I want a solid, like, this is fine, but I want a solid wall back.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
it's,
legit.
and also it's wood. It's a wood building, so it's fucking loud. Well, it's gonna be loud.
Oh,
And like they
really?
built this train right in front of a friggin' train track, which I'm like, you guys are idiots.
No.
You guys are stupid. Who does that?
I have lived in a wood house. I didn't notice it. I guess it is I guess it creaks and stuff.
But like you don't have like people upstairs with their stomping feet.
Well, well, not all hours of the day, but
Yeah,
I
all
guess you're right. Okay, I do
yeah.
have tiny
And
ones that
also
are
we
loud.
might hear people banging more, so I don't.
Oh God, yeah, there's that
apparently
too.
that was a big thing like last year was like people moved in and they were calling the
We're
girl
having sex too loud.
having sex too loud and they can hear it.
Oh man, can you imagine getting called? That's so.
So
We have a noise complaint.
Like I've had that. I had to deal with that once. It was the most awkward thing I've ever.
I
had to deal
remember
with.
that kind of. I
Yeah,
think.
yeah. I've
Yeah.
probably told you. And then
Yeah.
the other thing is that this place has an actual ground floor where like there's suites on the ground, and we really don't want to be
Oh.
on the ground level. That's kind of spooky to us. That's
Yeah.
we don't like that. So
No,
hopefully,
that's a little too like vulnerable.
exactly. So if we do
Yeah.
get a ground suite, we will ask as soon as a suite comes up that we like on a higher floor.
Yeah.
Preferably, we would rather be on the top floor, but as long as we're not on the ground, gotta make
That's
do.
fair.
But all I want is a solid wall.
You guys would be perfect on the top floor because you're like not crazy loud type people,
No.
and like you'd be respectful to the people below you. Basically,
Yeah.
is what I'm trying to say. You know.
Yeah, yeah,
Our household, no.
Well,
We'd need
like-
to be on the ground floor.
yeah.
100%. Yes.
Yeah. I think like I'm gonna
Me and my
try
family.
like try and make that like a goal when I'm in charge there. Like put like families on the ground floor, or like the second and ground floor. You know, keep you guys at
How
the
many
bottom.
floors are there again?
There's 6.
Oh,
there's
so it's much smaller.
No, it's 6.
Oh.
It's 6 floors, but it's fucking long. It's a long
Oh, it's
building.
a long okay.
It's long as hell. These hallways are so long. It's
You should text me a
ridiculous.
picture tomorrow of one of the hallways because I
I
feel
will.
creeped out by it right now hearing about it.
It's-
I don't know why I'm getting the heebie-jeebies.
Like I don't
but
know how many suites are on each floor, but like I think it's as long as this may sound dramatic, like if I'm wrong, but it's as long as a football field.
That's pretty big.
Yeah, unless I'm being dramatic, but it is long.
No, that's like a reasonable size for a building, but also like a large. That's a long building.
Yeah, and like
I'd say.
and like and our boss was like to be fair, to be I'm honest here. They were trying to give us like a smaller building. They would rather have given us a smaller one because it's our first one, but this is just how the cards are playing out, so
You guys will be fine.
it'll be fine. Like it's a brand new
Yeah.
building. I know that other people are going to be kind of
You
mad
guys are
that
totally capable.
they're going to be mad that we're getting it. I know that. People are going to be pissed that we're getting this building and it's our first one.
Oh well.
Oh well,
Fuck them.
they like us better.
Sorry, we've proven ourselves worthy. You guys have
Exactly.
worked really hard and have shown that you give a fuck. So
Ugh, yeah.
it's cool to see a company,
It feels
um,
so nice to be like
yeah, appreciated and
appreciated. That's it. Yeah.
just it's really cool to see a company give their employees what they deserve. Like,
Yeah.
you know,
Like I've had
reward them. That's the word that I'm
I've
looking
had
for.
so many jobs where I bust my ass
And you just
and
get shit
I
on.
just get shit on, or like
Ugh.
other people get like pushed up and I just get like shit on. And I'm like, excuse me, I've been here longer, I've worked harder. Why am I not getting anything?
Totally relate. I've had a job where I did so much.
So
I was at the
much.
little market down the street and I was making like stupid dumb you don't even make $10 an hour doing anything anymore, right?
No.
Like it was dumb and I was like, I need to get paid more and my manager would not pay me more and I stayed there for some dumb reason. Eventually I snapped because she didn't want to give me the raise and she kept having these alcoholics work there instead that would drink at work
Ooh,
often
gross.
and would
Gross.
I'm pretty sure some of them were like taking alcohol off the shelves because I worked at a little market.
Oh my god.
And I like told the manager and I expressed what was going on that I, blah blah blah. And she didn't want to believe me. And then she caught the person, but after I had basically told her to fuck off, I quit because
Oh
she
my
wouldn't give me a
gosh.
raise and she didn't want to hear my concerns about the other coworkers, like and people. So I was like, no, this isn't worth my time. So like I completely get that and like being
Yeah.
treated shitty by a
Oh
freaking
yeah.
job,
Like
man. So
almost
it's
like
really cool.
the only jobs where I've ever felt like they viewed me as like a good member of the team and like they felt I could tell they feel I'm doing a good job is this job and
Hmm.
back when I drove bus. Those were the only two jobs I've
Yeah,
had that I felt like I was like a key part of the team. Every
for
other
sure.
jobs, Tim's, Michael's, whatever, like the tree nursery, like
Yeah.
the pharmacy, like every other job, I was like the person that I work there, but they would never have known that I worked there. I was
Yeah.
just
Just
blending
another
into the
body.
background.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. Had jobs like that too.
Ugh, they're the worst.
Yeah. Yeah, they're pretty awful.
But then at some point, you sometimes learn, you know what? If I'm not gonna get pushed or get any good jobs or nothing like that, fuck it. I'm gonna dick around.
Hmm. Yep.
Which you end up doing, and then they get mad and it's like, well,
Hmm.
look up blah blah blah. They've been dicking around for years, so get used to it, bud.
I totally understand. Yes.
Yes.
I would dick around and yeah. Then I would end up getting in trouble and I'm like, fuck you. Just like you said. So,
Driving truck
uh,
was so funny. Like when I gave in I'm a 2-ish, like my 2 weeks. I used to work my ass off like with that job. I do so many loads all day. Oh man, I was so fast. And then after I gave in like those 2 weeks, oh, did I dog fuck it? Like, oh my,
yeah.
I would get like two loads done a a day because
Yeah.
I'd get it done and then drive off and just park down and just fuck around for like a
Yeah.
while. And like they'd be calling, be like, "Are you gonna come back?" I'm like, "I'm still busy. Sorry, bye." And like, what you gonna do? Fire me? I'm
I'm
quitting.
done.
Who cares? So like
Yeah, I'm over it.
they just eventually just was like, whatever, Chelsea.
All
Whatever.
right, she tapped out.
She's tapped
She's
out.
she's no longer here.
Yeah, even though they all were like, because this is one of those jobs where people left, but they always like came back. It was one of
Oh
those
God,
jobs.
one of those
And they're
jobs.
all like, "You're gonna be back. You're gonna be back." And I'm just like, "No, I'm not. Fuck you." And then I never came back because even when I was struggling to find a job, I was still like, "Fuck that company. I'm not going back there. I will not
Yeah.
prove them right." Even though I
No.
could easily get a job there, easily, I was like, "No, I cannot go back there." Oh, that fucking
Ugh,
place.
hate jobs like that. Just like destroy you and your
They
morale.
really do. They really tear you down. They really just make you hate life, essentially.
Sorry, I just got a client text.
Client text. But I
Uh,
think this is the perfect time to maybe call it a night and go transition.
Yes, let's do it.
Okay.
You guys, this has been a blast.
So
Thanks
good.
for being here. We're gonna go watch some Paranormal Activity 5.
5.
How many more do we have left out of that? 2?
This one and 6. No, 6 and then
No,
7 because there's a brand new one.
Yes, smoke break. We need to take like a 5 because I have to
It's
pee.
a
I kind of want to
5-10
get a snack.
minutes. Yeah, if you like 5-10 minutes,
Yeah.
like just kind of trickle in. Like we know who's mostly gonna be there, so we're not gonna start it without you being there. But yeah, so like we'll trickle in. I'll make sure it's all set up correctly, and we'll see you guys. Hopefully, Tuesday for number 6 and Wednesday for the podcast to follow up.
Yes.
Yes.
And we'll do our best to talk about the movie, even though it's hard for us to do so because life, it just spins some amazing webs at us that we just have to talk about it. I'm like, sorry.
We just get off track.
We love it. It's
shit
too
happens.
So anyways, love y'all.
Love y'all. See you later.
Great Wednesday night. Bye. What a Wednesday.
What a Wednesday. What a Wednesday night. Bye, guys.